Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more summoning for you guys. That's right, we're going to be jumping into the Setsuka banner, and boy oh boy, can I not wait to get my hands on her. She is going to be absolutely amazing for making some really fun evasion teams, right? Think of your favorite evasion unit out there. Now imagine what would happen if you didn't have RNG dictate whether they lived or lost. Yeah, that is incredible. So the 30% extra evasion that she gives everyone on the team is great. I can't wait. I really cannot. New Kid Aiden, Savior Aiden, Remnant Violet, even random things like Arbiter Vildrids that have evasion that you potentially get with his unique buff, right? The Archdemon's Might. You can couple people up with Assassin Cartuja as well. You can definitely see him being relevant very, very soon again. So it is gonna be fun. The problem is we have to first get a copy of her, and that would be great. Oh, here we go, 5-star. Please. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be her, or is it gonna be her artifact? Because I actually do want her artifact as well. That is a ranger. It's not gonna be the 5-star here. Okay, we'll do a little skipperoo, and please. It's the oh, 50-50? Nope, hang on, it's a 4-star. You can get 50-50 on the artifact. Nope, here we go. Setsuka, guys. That is amazing. I can't wait. I think her design is incredible. Moonlight Dreamblade as a playable unit is just absolutely fantastic. I love what they're doing by going back and giving us these units, right? So without any further ado, let's go ahead and give her a shot. Okay guys, so before we jump into the actual showcase, of course, I have to show off my Setsuka herself. Currently I have her at plus 15. I went ahead and just fully molded her. She is a DPS unit, and her damage is actually rather good, so I would recommend maxing her out just for, you know, maximizing your killing potential against your opponent. I actually did end up dipping back into Setsuna's banner for a few more pulls. I ended up getting another imprint on her, which is really nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into her kit here, her gear, sorry. I'm currently running her on Destruction and Immunity, and she's currently running her own artifact, Lethal Whispers, as well. Gives her an extra 20% evasion, and after counterattacking, it gives her an extra chance to activate a basic attack once again, basically helping her ramp up her S1, ramp up her Fighting Spirit, and once you get max Fighting Spirit, that's when she kind of goes kaboom all over you, and yeah, wipes out the entire team, so that's kind of nice. She's currently rocking 23,000 HP here. We have 180 speed. Honestly, I don't know how I got this speed, besides the speed boot. But yeah, we have quite a bit of tanky stats here. You don't need a whole ton of HP. The main reason being that when she procs her like unique buff and stuff, it essentially triples her attack stat, right? And you don't need a whole ton of crit damage either. It is actually kind of nice. You can potentially, if you don't have a crit damage necklace and you're on the destruction set, you could go like an HP % necklace as well if you have some more crit damage substats elsewhere, so it is kind of a flexible build here. But yeah, I don't know if this is an ideal build. I don't know if the speed is good for her, if I really want to just go max bulk by going for like triple right side like HP %. Who knows? Let's go ahead and give her a shot though, because I can't wait to test her out. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my first team. Going into this rather defensive tanky team here, I guess the only change is typically there's a Fallen Cecilia in place of Abyssal Euphine, but hey, this is still going to work fantastic for us because the light units on my opponent's side are all going to attack my New Kid Aiden. This is the stat line of my New Kid Aiden here, rather bulky, right? And now with 100% evasion, so we'll see how this actually holds up against all the incoming damage. I know there's a bunch of splash damage from Bossarunka too, but let's pretend that that's not there. Aram is also going to be here to help support the team. She's going to give everyone a vigor buff when we get hit by Harseti's initial AoE hit. hit. She also gives everyone immunity, which is really nice. And the AROM here is going to help the new kid Aiden essentially get that vigor buff so she can keep turn cycling herself. And hopefully we'll be able to get rid of the boss Arunka. And after that, it should be easy sailing, smooth sailing, right? The last unit I'm bringing is going to be Last Rider Crowd. The reason I'm bringing him is, one, to extend our immunity duration on the team, but also to give a barrier to the team anytime we're hit by AoEs. My Last Rider Crowd is on Lifesteal, which is going to get extra healing from this AROM, but he's also on Bastion of Perlucia, which helps the new kid Aiden stay alive, right? And hopefully Setsuka will be able to counter enough times that we can just rip her passive and essentially finish off my opponent here. Yeah, so let's go for it. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Harsetti's going to come in with the S3. Perfectly fine. She's going to miss, and Setsuka will always counter when the opponent misses, right? And so will new kid Aiden, actually, when she counters for the first time per turn. Look at that. We got a vigor buff on everyone right now. I am going to go for the S3. I know there's not a whole ton of defense penetration here because the Empyrean Ilanov, but hey, this will give us a 2-turn immunity once again, because some of my units did, or at least LRK himself did get hit by the Harsetti, and his immunity was decreased by 2 durations. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful. We got the artifact proc there too, so we're gaining the fighting spirit. Now Aiden is going to come in, and we should be able to deal a lot of damage to Boss Arunka. She hasn't gotten her defense buff up yet, which is really, really important. So we'll do this. Very nice. Got a lot of injury damage on there too. Look at that chip damage. That's the main thing. New kid Aiden is going to struggle against this chip damage. Fallen Cecilia might have been a decent option as well to help protect the Aiden, but thankfully we have all these counterattacks and the healing. The healing is amplified by the AROM as well, so that's kind of nice. Let's go for, honestly, let's go for a push on the new kid Aiden. Let's kind of let her finish off this boss Arunka, right? So we're going to push her up here. And Abyssal Euphine is going to attack, but she won't be able to finish us off. Look at that. Barrier coming out as well, which is helping too. So at this point, anyone who has lower HP than our Setsuka, unfortunately, we're not 23k anymore because she did get hit by some injury on the opponent's side, but we can essentially blind our opponents and inflict Beguile too. So let's go ahead and just do this. This will give us a lot of fighting spirit, as you can see. 80 out of 100 now. We are getting close. New kid Aiden. Let's go for an S3 here. And with everyone hitting the Aiden with 100% evasion, Setsuka becomes really consistent, right? If you're not running any evasion units on your team, she's less consistent, as you can see here, right? We are always going to be counterattacking anytime someone misses. But I will say, guys, there's a lot of damage that comes out here. And here it comes. Let's see the damage numbers, guys. Is it going to be good? It is not bad, honestly, for the build that I currently have going for us, right? I could probably sacrifice a bit of speed, or I wouldn't sacrifice bulk. I could sacrifice speed, maybe change the boot out for maybe HP percent or attack percent, but so far, I'm liking it. So going into the second match, I'll be very honest here, I have no idea what to expect, but it was only a matter of time before I brought in, like, you know, full team of evasion units to see what could happen. So we got Celine, and Celine actually does give herself an evasion buff once you go for the S3 here. So she does have 50% evasion plus the 30% that's added on top. She won't have 100% here, but it'll be consistent enough that I think we'll be okay. But Celine also just synergizes well with the team because, well, ML Polinis is on the other side, along with Light Meru. So Light Meru is a unit we definitely want to try to get rid of as soon as possible. I thought about bringing like a New Moon Luna here, but decided, you know what, let's test this war of attrition. Can evasion live against the onslaught of ridiculousness that's brought upon by the Lady of the Scales, right? That's the test today. And we also got Closer Charles to come in to kind of close the gap in combat readiness with everybody, right? Pushing up the team here. So he'll be on a double-edged crescent for some extra evasion and for his chance to counterattack. He does start the match with evasion now as well after his most recent round of buffs. So we should be okay. Perception also gets him up to 100% crit chance, so not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we can get done here, or fail to get done here, I guess. This is all a test after all. Okay, so we will not be starting first, right? And I decided against bringing like Remnant Violet and stuff here because, well, the opponent has ML Politis. It wouldn't really work out too well for us. Celine is going to come in with an S2, lot of damage coming in, but unfortunately, not too much damage being inflicted. I think Dragon Bride Senya had a low barrier there. But everyone's going to get pushed up. This is fine. We have Afternoon Soak Flan coming in with the S3. Going to go straight for the Aiden, who again has the 100% evasion, right? Oh, look at that. The counter from the Setsuka as well. Getting that Fighting Spirit. Now, the Fighting Spirit is going to ramp up really slow because that ML Politis on the other side, which is unfortunate. So we're not really going to see a huge chunk of damage come out here. However, I will say, with Celine, we should be able to finish off Lady of the Scales, hopefully. Because she ignores damage share, we're going to go ahead and soul burn her right into Lady of the Scales, finishes her off. She does heal everybody, but that's okay. We have the Vigor buff on Aiden. I should be able to get lethal damage onto this Dragon Bride Senya. So she should get the Immortality proc. There we go. Very, very nice. Look at that damage. Closer Charles will now come in, wheel S3. This will hit the ML Politis out of stealth, so we have a target to hit now, which is good. And honestly, do I want an S3 here? Ooh, S3 would be really nice, right? Yeah, I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it just because, and there's injury on the Dragon Bride Senya, who knows? This will blind everybody. Very nice. Okay, so unfortunately Aiden does go down here, but look at that. We are able to get rid of the Immortal Senya. Aiden was bound to go down if she was the focus here. There's not enough HP on her to tank repeated dual attacks from this Afternoon Soak Flan, right? Oh, but look at this. Pretty good counterattack there. Flan is going to go for the S1. We can't counter this, even though she missed, because the S1 is uncounterable. But Afternoon Soak Flan is actually a really good unit to use with Setsuka, though, I will say. Let's see how much we do on a Soul Burn. 3k is honestly not that bad. Let's go for an S1. And there you go. Good job, Closer Charles. Oh, boy. So, there you guys have it. Setsuka not being able to kind of use her passive here, but you can see the amount of damage that we can output, especially with her counterattacks. Her S1 hits surprisingly hard. She works decently well here. So let's go ahead and jump into another match here. Unfortunately for us right now, Arena is plagued with Lady of the Scale defenses, and I, kind of want to test against other things, but this is all we got. Setsuka is going to be on this team with Abigail. Abigail's really just going to use her Immortality to keep the Yolha in the backline alive. This is her current build that she's on. Kind of a bruisery DPS, nothing too special, I think. Yolha's going to be sitting in the backlines over here, though. I should probably be giving her well, max limit broken Holy Sacrifice, so let me go ahead and fix that for us here. It's a good thing I checked the gear. But yeah, getting the Holy Sacrifice is going to be really nice to potentially have Yolha come back if she does get defeated. The reason why I'm using 3 fire units right now is because Rinok on the other side will be attacking first, and she'll avoid fire units and go for things that she's neutral against or has advantage against, so she's probably going to be going for the Yolha here. My Afternoon Soak Flan is on counter set as well, so when she dodges here, hopefully we'll be able to counter into my opponents. But yeah, Yolha with the Immortality should be the way to go for us. And if we do have some evasion shenanigans popping up here and there from Setsuka's passive, that would be a bonus on top. The only unit that really will always evade is the Afternoon Soak Flan. Oh, but look at that! See? He did miss there. So that S2, right? And then Rinok coming in with the S3. Let's see if she's gonna do... Oh, she missed again, guys. Look at that. Look at the damage. It's racking up here a little bit on the Rinok. Fallen Cecilia is taking most of it, though. Remember, 75% damage share. 70 or 75, forget how much. But it is a ridiculous amount. Right, the Immortality comes out here. That is fine. Lady of the Scales pushes up with the S3. So far, so good. Fallen Cecilia is going to S3. This is going to result in some evasions, right? So look at the misses here. Very nice. And boom. Right, Afternoon Soak Flan also being able to counter is really nice for me right now. Alright, and we got the curse there, so that's pretty good. What I'll do is, ooh, I actually don't really want it. Honestly, I don't really want to hit the Spirit Eye Celine. I'm just going to go for the Fallen Cecilia here. It'd be nice if I could have dispelled the immortality, but we didn't do enough damage to proc it. It's all good. Let's defense breaker. And as for my Flan, I could go for an S1. In fact, I think I will. Let's just break everyone's skill nullifiers here. I think it's a good value hit. Yep, there we go. And we got the immortality on the Fallen Cecilia. So at this point, again, I ignore res, I strip all buffs, and I blind, right? So I'm gonna go for the S3 just because I can. Look at that beautiful stuff right there. And Spirit Iceling misses once more. So the 30% evasion that we get, plus Setsuka being able to... Oh my god, the artifact procced. The 30% evasion plus the blind. Blind is basically all your units get 50% evasion. Decrease hit chance and evasion is essentially the same thing, right? One's a debuff, one's a buff. But the great thing about Setsuka is if the frontline unit has no resistance, or if the frontline unit has less HP than Setsuka, if you're fighting Lady of the Scales, you can strip that immortality super easily, and then if she counters on top of that, the frontline unit is still sharing that damage. Without the immortality, they just go poof, and it's pretty much over. Look at this, Yoha now, we can come in with the Soulburn S3, and we can just finish off anybody we want. Even if that person had, even if they had damage share going on, Yoha ignores it, so look at that, 24,000 damage, beautiful stuff. And Setsuka still coming in hot with the damage. In fact, here we go. Got our S2 proc. At the very end, how much damage do we do? Again, I think that is good enough, right? You see in these fights, not everyone's going to be at max health when the fight is over. When it's nearing the end, when Setsuka's about to proc, you just need a little bit to push you over the edge to finish things off. With Lady of the Scales running amok on defense teams everywhere, and offense teams, you know, I see you guys climbing arena. I know what you're doing right now. We also got Lady of the Scales on my team here. Now, Lady of the Scales is going to be fantastic against my opponent, mostly because we are just going to be mitigating all of this incoming damage, whether it be fixed damage from like 3F Bellions, or whether it be just more penetrating defense, right? We don't really care in this case, because, well, we have Elvira tanking everything. With 2 Earth units on the opponent's side, they're all going to be attacking Elvira. She's going to be resisting everything as well with her 300 resist. Minus Mort's ignore res, but you get the point. It's fine. We also have Remnant Violet, because you can't have an evasion showcase without going for Remnant Violet, right? We got Lifesteal and Penetration set on him. This is not the greatest Violet build, but I went for bulk over the damage here, because if you're in a sustained fight, the bulk is going to matter quite a bit, especially on Lifesteal, where you can heal that back really easily. Shepherd of the Hollow on him as well for the extra evasion, extra damage, and again, we have 100% evasion now with Setsuka on our side. So let's go ahead and jump into it, see what we can do. The Harsetti will always miss when she AoEs, so will the Bellion, which is one of the reasons why bringing evasion into AoE units is really good with Setsuka on your team. So watch this, we're going to guarantee an evasion here, and we're going to counterattack. It's going to hurt. Oh wait, hang on, sorry. Did I say counterattack? There's a Mort on the other side, but this is precisely why you bring Remnant Violet, because you want to enable the ability to counter by getting rid of Mort. I did mention in the preview video that Mort is going to be one of those units that you kind of just want to get rid of as soon as you can. He is very, very problematic. So I'm going to go and just S3 here. We're going to push everybody up. I know Mort, if he S3 there, everyone will lose their turn, including Elvira. Right, this seems like a waste of a cleanse, but it's okay. Actually, never mind. It's a waste of a cleanse. We didn't push up high enough. So, Elvira is going to actually just... They're going to miss. So, as you can see... That was not planned, but hey, 30% evasion is 30% evasion. Elvira should have gotten fear there, but Setsuka actually saved the day. So you know what, we're gonna run with this. This is not exactly what I had in mind for the showcase, but let's do it. Let's go for the S3. Why not try to blind everybody? Right, they already used their cleanses. There we go. Look at that. Ignore res. And let's go for an S3. Let's try to finish off the... Should we hit the Mort? Yeah, let's go for the Mort here. Let's go for the S3. It doesn't matter if he counters or whatever. I just want to be able to get that immortality up. There we go. Very, very nice. And he does proc here, but he is defense broken now, so this is wonderful. Remnant Violet can now come in and watch this damage, guys. He's just gonna slice and dice, and down goes the Mortelix. Oh, did I mention that when Violet dodges, he gains focus? Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good into AoE teams like Rebellion, Harsetti on the other side, and when Mort counters, you know, we get to go and jump right into his other teammates and essentially make quick work of everyone here. Unfortunately, when you're making quick work of everybody, Setsuka's not doing much, but keep that in mind that Setsuka here is not necessarily the primary DPS. In these types of teams, she's a support unit. She can do DPS occasionally, right? But for the most part, she is going to be like a fail-safe, like a last resort. Hey, oopsies, you defeated my Remnant Violet. Well, Setsuka's just going to keep ramping up her, see, she's going to keep ramping up her fighting spirit, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's go ahead and provoke the Harsetti here, so she doesn't hit the Lady of the Scales, right? Let's see if we can get some Beguiles here with Elvira as well. Very cool, very cool. Look at that, got the Beguile. So technically you can double Beguile your opponent now, which is nice. Let us go for... It doesn't really matter who we go for here. Let's just go for the belly and let's spread out the damage a little bit. Typically not what you want to do, obviously, in RTA, play it safe, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the Rebellion to spread out the damage a little, just to see if Setsuka can maybe come out and do something here. Right, there we go, another counter attack. We just need one more counter, and I think we're good. Or maybe two more counters, and then we're good. So that is another counter there, very nice. But again, look at this. Setsuka, you really don't need to have her like on a ton of damage, because she's mainly here to clean up. And usually by the time we get her to proc, there's only like one unit left. But she is like an MLK Ron in that whoever's left is pretty much finished, right? That 20k damage there, no joke, was pretty nice. So yeah, even in these types of cases with Lady of the Scales, I think they're a perfect pairing for each other. Got another fun one for you guys here. That's right, your eyes do not deceive you. This is Earth Violet, and he is not on an optimal build. I just kind of threw some stuff on him here to see if he'll work. He's actually on Grace of Growth too, so I don't actually have him 6-starred. Violet Talisman is the artifact of choice for me here, just because I decided to go with it. I think Violet actually has maybe some potential here if you pair him up with Setsuka, and then you bring him into Harsetti. Because Harsetti teams are so slow and Violet can be built really slow, bulky, and he has a ton of evasion, I think he could be kind of good. But yeah, we have AROM and FCC here. FCC stats are here, so you guys can see. Mostly here to mitigate damage against my opponent's Rinok. I don't want her splash damage to hit everyone and essentially KO us, right? So we ran out of flags. Let's go ahead and purchase some more and jump right in to the action, because I want to see Violet do some shenanigans. He is definitely going to be very, very fun to see in action here, because he can also counter whenever he evades, plus his lifesteal to help sustain himself, right? It's going to be kind of nice. So we get the Vigor buff, which is wonderful, and honestly at this point, do I want to go for an S3? I could, and if I do, you know what, I don't really care about the... Do I really care? Do I really care about the Dragon Bride Senya? I guess I kinda care, so I'm just gonna go for an S1 for right now. Yeah, let's do this. He is gonna attack my Fallen Cecilia, he's gonna defense break us, which is okay. I'm fine with being defense broken here. Yeah, because I don't think his team has enough damage to finish off the Fallen Cecilia. I don't think so, at the very least. Maybe the Dragon King Shroon will say otherwise here, but yeah, look at that. Violet with the counters, beautiful. We can only hit the boss Arunka here for now, so let's just go for an S1. Eating an apple would be nice, but usually want to save your S2 for when you really need some healing. Alright, good counter here, very nice. We got a dodge on the Fallen Cecilia. And again, if you couple Assassin Cartuja with your Setsuka, you're going to get a much higher chance on random units being able to dodge, not just using 100% evasion characters, right? So at this point, I think we go for an S3, because everyone's kind of used their skills, right? And there's no cleanses on the other side. Gonna force them to miss. This is nice. And at this point, I could try to push up my team. I could push up Setsuka again, but I don't think there's a point in doing so. I will just go for an S1. I don't think there's anything else I need to do right now. so let's go for that. Fallen Cecilia is going to get hit, but it's okay. Because again, we have all this damage coming out. Look at Setsuka, man. She's popping off. That's wonderful. Everyone's blinded. Look at this. She is popping off when everyone's blinded here. This is why I think a little bit of speed goes a long way on her too. Alright, ooh, Harsini might finish off our Fallen Cecilia. It's alright. We probably should have popped the S3 earlier, but all good. Violet gets to come in now. I don't think I really want to do anything. You normally don't use your S3 there. But I will just do the S1. Or do I? You know what? Let's just eat the apple. Screw it. Let's go eat the apple. I think Violet has good potential into, like, these Harseti teams. Right, but I think Setsuka's about to steal the show here. She's been popping off after blinding everyone. So, yeah, here we go. The last hit that's needed. Oh, there's Holy Sacrifice on the other side, but it's okay. Setsuka's S2. It's so impactful. I love the animation. It's so cool. And look at that. Boss Arunka is there. We can Soul Burn, increase the damage dealt. She's gonna counter, and we are A-okay. Let's go ahead and push up the Setsuka once more. Why not? Just kind of have her finish things off here. We could technically blind the boss Arunka once more, but I think with this buff and the Soul Burn, should be enough. Oh yeah, that was definitely enough. But Violet wanted in on the action. He's like, no. She can't steal the entire show here. But hey, definitely really fun. I'd highly recommend giving Violet a try, because I think he works quite well with her. When it comes to evasion, you can't forget that we have Assassin Cartuja that joins the ranks here, and he was recently buffed as well, which is really cool. Mine has pretty high effectiveness. I wish I had more bulk though, but yeah, he has 50% evasion of his own, but he gives everyone except himself an additional 20% evasion, which is really nice. He also gives combat readiness to everyone as well. So Setsuka now has up to 70% evasion, and units like Specimen Says, well, he has 100% with just Setsuka on board, but the Specimen Says does synergize quite well with the Assassin Cartuja's stun, and Veronica also has bombs, which we're honestly going to be using her to dispel the immortalities on the opponent's side, but she does have bombs, which means that we can stun, which means it also synergizes with Specimen Says, so this could be a fun little team to test out here. And we are somehow going first. Okay, so we dispelled the BBK's immortality immediately, and I don't think I have enough effectiveness to do much right now. I'm gonna pray that we end up with... Ooh, actually, no. We should just go for it, right? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for the BBK. Let's try to bomb here and stun. I was trying to synergize it with the Specimen Says, but I think this is the best way to go about it. Go for this. Bop, bop. Stun. Very cool. And I don't know if we have enough effectiveness to stun the Lady of the Scales. We might as well try, because if we can stop her here, this is huge, right? Oh, not enough. She resisted the stun, and so she's gonna full cleanse. We did land the defense break. Maybe it might be worth it to have like a 200 effectiveness Assassin Cartuja. Mine is 160 effectiveness without an effectiveness ring. He's just running an HP percent ring, so you can easily be 200 here. Alright, but my opponent is going to keep hitting the Assassin Cartuja, which is fine. I'm okay with this. We dispelled immortality once more. Let's go for the Elvira. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And at this point, I don't really know if I want to S3 right now, because the Celine will be able to jump into me. But then again, what is he really gonna do, right? What is he really gonna do about this? We have evasion on our side. Let's do it. This is one of the great things about fighting Celine, is that now you don't have to care. Everyone has 100% evasion. She's not going to hurt. She can't hurt you. Okay, let's go for a Soul Burn S2, see if we can stun anybody. Or just finish off the Celine. I'll take that. There we go, pushed up the team, Setsuka's proccing, and yeah, this is not going to be one of those matches where you get to see her pop off her S2, but it is one of those matches where she makes things pretty consistent, and you don't have to be scared into units like Celine either, which is really nice. So let's end things with a little spez grabby action, and there you guys have it. Pretty good stuff, right? I'm honestly quite impressed with how Setsuka's turning out. Usually these showcases with RNG based skills and units don't turn out too well for me, but Setsuka, again, consistency is key. Let's go ahead and jump into one last showcase here. This time, jumping in with Dragon Bride Senya and Blood Moon Haste. I think with tanky teams like this, Setsuka can actually make things a lot more difficult for the opponent. I'm testing this out against my opponent who has Lady of the Scales here, and she is gonna probably be sharing damage with this BBK, but they have Imperial Ilanov, they have Disciplinary Prefect Arya, so it's difficult for me to soul burn. I can't penetrate defense. I am facing down a triple immortality BBK with basically like a ton of damage mitigation with the damage share here, and yeah, this is gonna be kinda tough, right? So ultimate test, essentially. Now, the Imperial Ilanov hasn't cleansed yet. I'm not going to put my S3 out there. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the BBK, try to get her down as low as possible. She is going to counter, but again, we don't care too much about counter units. In fact, with BBK S3s, no one's going to die here, right? We're fine. We're looking good. And this Aiden, we can definitely use Aiden to our advantage here because we can put injury down on my opponent. I'm going to injury my opponent's Disciplinary Prefect Arya, trying to get her HP lower to stop her from doing damage, right? And again, you see, we're not doing a whole ton because of the BBK. However, injury is injury, and injury adds up. So we got hit with the Blood Moon Haste. It is fine. He is going to counter and heal up a little bit. We can now, well, we could go for the S3. I'm just going to do it to push up the new kid Aiden. It's not really going to help us out a whole ton in terms of damage because he does have Imperial Ilanov. But yeah, we'll do this to push up the Aiden here. Hopefully Blood Moon Haste does not go down. We'll see though. Arya should be hitting the Dragon Bride Senya because the elemental advantage. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Hardly any damage there. Great. Lady of the Scales will always hit Blood Moon Haste, but good counter. Double counter, actually, because he evaded. Okay, very nice healing. So at this point, I'm not going to S3, right? S3 would be able to dispel, but I definitely don't want to do that right now. So let's, because I don't have a soul burn. If I can soul burn, but it costs double to soul burn against this team. If I could soul burn, it would be wonderful. I am just going to hit the BBK. We're going to get countered. We're probably dead soon, so that's not good. Let's keep hitting the BBK and try to keep her low in terms of health. Probably not the best thing to do. Alright, there we go. Blood Moon Haste is down. Can we actually win this mini war of attrition? Setsuka just needs to take a turn, and honestly, we'll have things in the bag. Alright, BBK will be going after this. Wonderful. That's 2 immortalities down, right? Great stuff. Beautiful. Ooh, double proc there from the Setsuka too. Let's go for the S3. Unfortunately, didn't proc the last immortality. Or is there one? Is there one? Hang on. There's still damage here. I can technically hit anybody and it should finish off the BBK. Nope, there was an immortality. I wish we had procced it. If we did, then Setsuka would have stripped it, and then that would have been done, right? That's essentially what I was holding the Setsuka's S3 for, unfortunately. But now we're gonna have our S2 come out and be unleashed, but it's gonna be kind of wasted because my opponent is gonna have a ton of mitigation for their units. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. Hardly any damage on anybody, although Lady of the Scales did take some damage. We are healing up a little with Setsuka though, so I am appreciative of that. The lifesteal on her kit is pretty decent. Okay, let's go for an S3. Might as well just go for the Arya. She already has some injury on her, so we should be able to detonate that injury and do a bit more damage. Hopefully. Boom. Nice. Okay. We'll go for an S1 here. Beautiful. Alright, and we will be able to continue countering. So, at least against the AI, with light and dark units on the other side, they're only going to hit your own light and dark units. So this helps us out a little bit. An RTA might be a different story, but Arya is now down, which means we can start soul burning, and it only costs 10 souls for Setsuka instead of 20. Alright, we got hit with the Dragon Bride Senya, it's okay. This is quite a challenge, guys. Okay, there you go. BBK goes down. He does get a heal because of that, but it's okay, because now is when the real damage starts to come in. Yeah, look at that, guys. Makes a huge difference, Lady of the Scales. But if you play your cards right with Setsuka, you can strip that immortality because of her ignore res S3. And I think honestly it's a really underrated part of her kit right now. I know everyone wants to go for that big damage S2, but that S3, guys, is honestly the key to winning a lot of weird matchups here and there. But there you guys have it. Setsuka, let me know what you guys think of her in the comment section down below. I'm really enjoying her, and I can't wait to take her into RTA. If you want to see her in RTA, do be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.